Hey guys, Popcorn here, and today I'm going to be talking about the latest installment in the DCU called Shazam. So, when I saw this movie was coming out, I was so intrigued because it's coming out so, early with Captain Marvel. And it's really funny because if you know history, Shazam used to be called Captain Marvel, and then they lost the rights, and then Marvel bought them and used Captain Marvel, and it's really cool, and it's kind of funny as well. It makes you wonder if they planned it. But Shazam is basically about a boy who gets chosen to have all these powers from these gods just by saying the word Shazam. And it's really, really, really fun. Yeah. So let's just dive right into it. In Shazam, there are a lot of references. And if you're familiar with Shazam's history, it's even better with some of these references. Like, if you know it, pay close attention to the school name. You'll be very pleased. And also, the amount of references and the way they were made kind of made me think of how Deadpool does his kind of references. And it's really, really cool to watch. And there's also a very, very nice little reference to the movie Big, which you can tell Shazam takes a little bit here and there from it, and it's very cool to see them pay a little homage to them. So the first 30 minutes of this film are just really, really great. It completely dives you right into it, and I will say it is one of the best starts of a movie from the DC we have had yet. And it does have that DC grittiness that you would like from the movie, but it's not too dark like some of these we've seen. It has a little of those highlights, and it's just so cool to see the way they did it, because they really set up some incredible points in the film that just make it so great. Alright, so let's just dive into some of these actors. Asher Angel and Zachary Levi, the main macho man to this movie. Oh boy, were they so good together. They flowed incredibly well between each other. If you were just watching it, you would think that is really just the same exact person in a different body. Zachary Levi does such an incredible job capturing the childlike essence and really portraying that super well. And you can see that in a lot of the trailers, which is awesome. And it's even better when you start watching it in the full 2 hours and 15 minutes, I believe. It is just so much fun to see him. And also, Asher Angel, who plays Billy Batson, he is so good at playing this struggling, hopeful foster kid who's trying to do good and trying to be happy, and it's so heartwarming the way he portrayed him. And he finds a way to make every single person relate, which I just found phenomenal. It's really cool to see. I know I said a lot. So Mark Strong just plays such an incredible, sinister villain, and it's very shocking to see. But I love what they did with him, even though there are some things that is very cliche about him. I would say half of the movie gets very cliche villain scheme and everything, but I like what they did with him, because they did bring some heart to this character that would make you understand where he's coming from. And also, I just gotta say, he really reminded me of if you would put Lex Luthor just in a suit. And that would be Mark Strong's Dr. Slavinia. And it is awesome. I loved watching him. what else can I say? He was so much fun, but also super sinister and actually really haunting to watch as well. Now, let's get to the true hero of this film, and that would be Jack Dylan Grazer. Oh man, was he incredible in this film. He brought out so much heart along with such comedy and just seamlessly blended them together, and it was beautiful. Like, just watching him play this superhero fanboy who just is so obsessed can be relatable to so many people who are going to watch this movie. And just the way he did it, he is a pure joy to just see hop off the camera. And I will say every single one of you will relate and feel for his character. It is so great. You'll love him. Now, since I brought up Jack Dylan Grazer's character, I also want to talk about the rest of the foster family that Billy Batson goes to. And it genuinely, the time they brought him in, just it's such a great introduction of them. And I think it's some of the greatest character introductions in the DCEU. It's really impressive what they did, where they just flowed it so seamlessly, introducing all these characters and how they are so well. It is super intriguing also, because it also shows you the family dynamics. And, I loved every single one of the foster family members, and it is so beautiful the way they connect, and it's great. Every single member of the family felt like they had a role in this universe, and they had something to contribute, and it didn't feel like there was a plain character. I know when the trailer dropped, a lot of people were like, oh, a bunch of stuff's getting spoiled, and I thought that as well. But then I saw the movie, and there are so many surprises in store for you guys. Please don't let that turn you away. There are so many great surprises that genuinely I was gasping at like, oh my god! Like, it is so great. It is so genuinely great to see. And there's some great surprises in store for you if you go watch this film. Now, the tone is one thing that I feel slightly in the middle about. It was a great, serious, heartfelt moment, and it also had great comedy moments. But the whole issue I had with it was sometimes when there was a super serious moment, it didn't last long enough to impact you, and it covered up with comedy right away. Now, there are a few that are serious and they last, and it is beautiful. And even the ones that are covered with comedy still have that heart. But it's just, I felt like it was a little diminished once that comedy came in. But it is still very, very well done with the tone. Just there was a few times where it clashed. And it completely cut part of the mark off. But it still felt very solid. And I mean, with such a charismatic character and stuff, the tone flew away with some great moments. Now, many of the superhero fans are probably wondering, how does it stack up among the other DC and DCEU films? And I will say, DC is really stepping their game up. Like with Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and now Shazam, like they are going off. Shazam is up there with like Wonder Woman, the Dark Knight trilogy, and stuff like that, just in DC movies. And it is such a joy, because there are some things that other DC movies have not done, and it is such a refresher to see it. Like the comedy aspect was actually done well. it wasn't like Justice League where it was messy. It felt very on point and just really spot on with the moments. And I think that's something that really stands out in this DC film. My final points for this film. It is a funny and heartfelt film with such great moments and charismatic characters. It's just so incredible. It is a fanboy's dream, let me tell you. Just, they're everywhere. There's references and it's great. There is also some incredible action scenes that really remind me of how Man of Steel action scenes kind of went. And it was kind of cool to see that again because, I mean, me personally, I did enjoy the action scenes in Man of Steel. I thought they were incredible. And it really was fun for me to watch that unfold. And also, there are great surprises in store with this film. And you know, after seeing this film, it really makes me think, this could be a rival for Marvel. DC could be coming up to rival Marvel. Because, I mean, Shazam versus Captain Marvel, I'm sorry, but Shazam's the winner here. Like, he's the better of the Captain Marvels, we'll say that. You guys gotta watch it. There's some great stuff in store for you. So please go see this. Please support this film. I do not want this to be a flop, and because I want to see more of Billy Batson, Shazam, and everything with Shazam. It is so much fun. So yeah, that's my review of Shazam. Thank you guys for watching. And you know, if you've seen it, please tell me what you think. If you haven't, are you going to see it? And you know, thank you so much, and I'll see you in another video.